Hello everyone, this is Vincenzo Belpiede and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just gonna introduce myself, tell you a bit more about what I do, and if you speak Italian or Spanish and don't understand English, se parlate italiano o spagnolo e non capite inglese, I will make the video, farò il video anche in italiano e spagnolo. So, about me, you can find out more on vincenzobelpiede.com, on my website. Biggest thing about me is that I lived in like 13 cities, 10 countries. I think it's actually 14 and 10. I was 7 years at Nokia and Microsoft, and I've been an entrepreneur since 2014, building different softwares. And yes, this is what I'm really like. It's my biggest passion, is building software and of course selling it. And I'm always happy to connect, especially on LinkedIn, which is my favorite platform. And so this is where you can find me, Vincenzo Belpiede. I'm about to reach 30,000 followers, connections, whatever the hell it is. And what was the last piece? And then, why is this page yellow and red? Because I'm a huge Roma supporter. Maybe more about me. I was born and raised in Puglia. A lot of people know me. They know me that I love to talk about Puglia because it's not just my region, but it's really one of my favorite places ever. And the thing is that there's a lot of people who move here. So we're in the, it's like the heel of the boot. And the second image here is one of the most touristic destinations here called Polignano Mare. And this is why now I realize why the place is so famous, right? Because it's like the first thing that shows up in there. I think this is Gargano, which is actually closer to us. I'm not even sure. Again, Polignano Mare. So we got very nice beaches. This is Ostuni. It's a white city. This, I believe, is Gargano, but could be also Salento. This is definitely Gargano, which is like this, we call it Promontorio in Italy, this part right here. So maybe enough about Puglia. Maybe we want to go straight into the tech part. So I worked at Nokia and Microsoft for a while, for 7 years. And after that, we built the first startup, which basically was to focus on schools and universities, which is something I wouldn't advise people to focus on because they don't really have that much budget in general, even though there has been successful companies, but it's just a little harder. And so then a few years later, I figured out that, building softwares for professionals, for companies, it's a lot better. It's of course easier to sell, especially we love software that allows professionals, companies to increase their sales. So with Sherlock View, it's a way for anyone to create links for your documents. Don't send PDFs, send a link. If they open it or not. You can get all these analytics. You can create different links for different marketing campaigns. Avoid the email attachments. Here we got over 7,000 people from all over the world using our service, as well as we got Calendbook, which is actually, I'm really proud of this because it's actually all made in Italy, made in Puglia really mostly. And it's a scheduling software. Calendly is, for instance, one of our biggest competitors here. And we've been trying to build something really cool here. For instance, we offer things that Calendly doesn't offer. Like even for the free tier, you can actually get paid via Stripe. This one costs $10 a month with Calendbook. And then the premium starts at only $2 per month when you pay yearly, or at just $5. This is half cost of Calendly, and this is like 5 times less. So huge discounts. Really, this is what we're doing in general with our SaaS. We're building SaaS that we're trying to make it as easy as possible to use. As well, and we've gotten feedback. We're so happy from Calendbook that it is actually very easy to use compared to Calendly, and as well a lot more affordable. This is like where we want to focus on. And finally, we also built Salesforza, although I shouldn't say finally because we got more SaaS that we're building, which is a way to send emails, mail merges from Gmail. So imagine sending like hi name, and then it will say hi Vince, hi John, hi Frank. It will send personalized emails, and you can leverage the power of Google Sheets for your CRM, so you don't have to be importing or exporting CSV files, which with other competitive solutions was really wasting a lot of our time. as well as you can schedule this mail merges in the future at a specific date or an hour or so later. We also got a feature that allows to batch emails. So you can say, okay, I got like, I don't know, 5,000 emails to send. Please send like 50 or 100 emails per day, and split those like every 2 hours or whatever, right? You start low and slowly go up. We also have a first ChatGPT integration, so you can get like suggestions on your email and improve your email. Then you preview and boom, and send your mail merges. You can install this Chrome extension. Right now I'm using Safari just for cleaner purposes, but I honestly always use Chrome. And this is basically more about what we've been building. So I think that in terms of like from my own life, maybe you're interested about that. I lived, sorry, I didn't want to go to Craigslist, although it's a funny website to talk about. I am actually Italian American, and the one place where I felt at home in the States was definitely San Diego, where I spent 5 years. This is actually a view of downtown, I believe. This actually looks like La Jolla Cove, very nice beach, my favorite beach probably, reminding me more of Europe. And this is downtown as well. And of course, the weather in San Diego is just beautiful. And this is a beautiful view of downtown. I think this was the center, is it called El Prado Museum, close to the zoo. This is the bridge to Coronado Island. I wanted to show, I should just write like Pacific Beach because it doesn't show here. This is the gas lamp quarter, like right downtown in San Diego. And maybe this I think should be PB, but no, it's not actually. It's another pier. Let me just show you where I used to live, in Pacific Beach. Beautiful place. This is the place where I was loving in San Diego, right? Just like by the boardwalk. I was doing a lot of running, I'm finally getting a little bit of like nostalgia now that I'm looking at this. And actually, I was pretty much like living right by here and hanging out a lot by here. This hotel is called Tower 23. I was living like right around here. I would just like walk a few blocks and hang out here on the patio of Tower 23. So yeah, I just had like a really great time in San Diego. And that's why I want to talk more about it, because I am Italian American, and I feel like both for sure. But the other thing, like going back to Puglia, what I missed, of course, in Puglia was like family, and just like, even though life in San Diego, people say it's laid back, it's actually like the life in Puglia is a lot more laid back. And then the other thing is like with food in Puglia is just like, and in Italy in general, is just incredible. But really, I think the number one thing was, I remember also, what's his name? Is it Sahil Bloom? Great guy to follow here on LinkedIn. He was talking about like, he actually had a similar situation whereby he got closer to his parents, like, before, like, he was saying like, I want to hang out with my parents before it's too late, right? And my parents are doing well, and other people in my family are doing well, but like, you never know, right? And so this survey was done to people in their deathbed, right? Close to a point in which they're about to die, they were close to death. And they were asked, what is the number one thing you wish you've done more of in your life? And it wasn't like, wish I had more money, more villas, more Ferraris, more whatever. It was really a lot. Most of the people were saying, I wish I had spent more time with my loved ones. And that's what I realized, is that no matter how great, how pretty, how beautiful California is, I wanted to live close to the people that I love. And of course, I wanted to do, luckily, what happened then is that we finally got fiber optics. Finally, I'm shooting a video with a 4K camera. I have a nice microphone here. I mean, that was available also before, but order all of this on Amazon. But my internet connection is finally here. It's been here for a few years with fiber optics, now fiber to the home. And so finally I'm just connected, and I'm living in a huge house which was used to be owned by my great grandmother, with very nice and tall, you see here, very nice and tall like ceilings. I should still upgrade my lightings, but it's nice to also do the home step by step. And yeah, I've found like my purpose and my right spot in Italy while still working on software. I left my LinkedIn that I'm in San Francisco because mindset wise, I still feel like I'm in Silicon Valley daily, and I don't want to lose that mindset regarding a lot of things that are related to innovation and creativity and technology. But I like to work in tech, San Francisco style. But I like to eat, sleep, work out. Maybe work out California wise is good, but like eat, sleep, family Italian, right? So I'm trying to combine the best of what I've seen. Also I believe that it's always super important to try to be as happy as possible and feel that gratitude towards life and towards your family and towards everything you got. So trying to, which I really felt in Brazil, gratitudine, I forget what it's called in Portuguese, but I remember buying a little necklace for my ex, and it really, I'm not forgetting it because it was the only place where I found a little necklace about gratitude, or like places like Mexico where I actually spend more time, and I spent about 7 months. I didn't speak about like where I lived. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I'll do that real quick for the people who are still interested, so at least you know more about me. Like I said, one of the biggest things about me is where I've actually lived. So I lived in, and let me show you. The first experience abroad was actually in Mexico City. I went to exchange to this beautiful university, really fun university called ITAM. I had a really great time. I traveled a lot. I was only like 21, and I traveled all around Mexico actually. So I did a very smart thing, which is very good for. Maybe I'm gonna make a note of like little shorts that I should do. Like if you go on exchange, like biggest hack is to put all your courses right next to each other to have like a 5-day weekend so you can actually travel, right? That's like a huge life hack. So it was like a traveling experience, and I still got like straight A's on my 4 subjects, so I chose like the like coolest, easiest to deal with professor and easiest courses. So that was amazing, y por eso hablo español bastante bien con el acento mexicano. And Mexico is just a country I truly love, and we're working with also developers in Mexico. I mean, actually, my co-founder here on Share.view, he's from Bulgaria, but he's been living in Mexico for 20 years, so really effectively he's a Mexican by adoption. As well as we're building Share Screen Video, which is a Loom competitor, also built in Mexico, actually in Puebla. This one is in Aguascalientes. So Mexico was a big deal for me, and I think the other experience that I had after that was in Belgrade, Serbia. This was in 2005, so Mexico was in 2004. I was working the Italian embassy in Belgrade. It's a super beautiful city. Unfortunately, it was a bit destroyed by the war. But honestly, and I had a bad reputation. Like everybody in Europe thought like, oh, Serbians are evil, Serbians are this. But I made really good friends of mine from Montenegro in my high school. I went to a high school in Rome. I should talk about that. And which is actually for me was even more important than my university in Milan. It just made more of a impact for me. But Belgrade was just an absolutely incredible place. Like the nightlife in Belgrade is like one of the best nightlifes I've ever seen anywhere. The energy people got is just incredible. Maybe it was even, if my Serbian friends allow me to say, it might have even been that like the war actually pushed people to like party like there's no tomorrow, right? Like life is short, let's party. Like they were being bombed by NATO in 1999, and a lot of buildings were destroyed. I remember like this was actually one of the times in which I really didn't feel proud at all of being Italian and Western. This I was living I was living really close to here. It says radioactivity at bomb army headquarters. That sucks. I hope that didn't happen for me and for them. So this was like, I mean, I would have kept this because this should not be forgotten, to be honest. But I wonder what they've done with it. I was living like literally like 2-3 blocks from here. The Italian embassy was also 2-3 blocks from this building. And it's interesting when I say Belgrade bomb, this is the one building that keeps on showing up because it's just huge. I think it was the Serbian Armed Forces building. So I understand why it was a military target, but it was still like so painful. I remember seeing it in the TV, and then when I saw it on news, it was terrible. But anyways, enough about like sad stuff, but life is made of both. Serbia is one of my favorite places ever. It's just incredible. I mean, so then what else? Then I went to Geneva. I worked in United Nations. I thought international relations was for me because in my high school in Rome, there were a lot of people working at FAO, which is part of United Nations. It's the Food and Agriculture Organization. But then when I experienced both the embassy and United Nations, for me, just felt like way too slow, right? So I wanted something faster. And then I basically finished my master in Helsinki. I participated in this incredible program, which is called SEMS.org, which is like a double master that different universities can give you. So I was studying in Bocconi in Milan, but then I was the only guy that was asking like to please like let me go to Helsinki, and the guy was like, why would you want to go there? Like nobody wants to go. I was like, well, I really want to work at Nokia. There was a business project with them. Nokia at that point in 2007 was the biggest company in the space, well in the tech space in Europe for sure, worldwide one of the, I would say top 5, maybe top 3 even. And I landed in Helsinki on January 23rd, 2007, and it was minus 30 degrees Celsius. And it was, for me being from Southern Italy, was like absolutely insane, but it was just one of the best experiences of my life. Finnish people are super sweet. They've got a lot of sisu, which means strength. I don't know if you know I even went to visit this part of Finland, which is called Karelia, which is on the border with Russia, where they showed us how they were fighting, like 100,000 Finns were fighting against 1 million Russians, and they were dressed up in white, hiding in the snow, and putting grenades in the tanks. Like that just takes like different level of strength, and sisu and persistence. And this is like the headquarters in which it's not this. These are the ones that I joined. I'm still there around, like beautiful buildings, beautiful headquarters. Unfortunately, and then I was really lucky because I was lucky as well. I was good because I was crazy about Nokia. Maybe one day I'll show you my phone collection. I had already a lot of phones, a lot of Nokia phones. I was thinking a lot about the technology and the phones. And so I applied for 3 jobs. I was lucky enough to get all 3. I started right away with an internship in competitive intelligence. So it's actually one of the few people and one of the first people in Europe to hold an iPhone, to understand the impact and the significance of this. Because also I have a Macintosh Classic since I was a kid, so I was seeing like Apple. I even had the Newton, thanks to my dad. So I was always exposed to Apple technologies, and I was like, damn, if they're doing, they're just so great at UX, if they're coming in via us. And when I saw the iPhone, I was like, they're gonna beat us to death. And I kind of was writing an internal blog post called Digital Native, where I was raising the issues a lot, but it was just, I think the biggest issue with Nokia is that there were too many elderly white Finnish men. There was not enough diversity. There was too much groupthink, right? That's what happens. Okay, what else? Finland and Nokia, I owe them everything, because aside from that internship and seeing the iPhone, I was accepted into a graduate program that took me all around the world. So I was first like in Ulm in Germany, where I was working on Series 40 devices. Almost a beautiful town. It was just like way too small. I was 25, so I was ready to go and party, and so I was like leaving a lot to Munich to party, sometimes even like during the week to go out. And I worked on Series 40 exchangeable exchangeable covers. So I worked on the covers of some like I think Supernova, but now I don't know if it was the term of the it was kind of like this. Yeah, okay, this is the first phone I worked on. I worked on these exchangeable covers, understanding like the different colors and the different. We went all the way to China. The producer of the covers was actually like BYD, which is the company making cars. So I actually met some BYD executives with their first car that looked like a Prius back in the days. That was 2007. So it's been a while. And then after Germany, I was quickly in Finland and went to Beijing for 6 months, worked on this TD-SCDMA technology. Beijing is one of my favorite cities ever. I can't wait to go back. This was already built. Is the CCTV tower, like the China TV tower. This is the Forbidden City, the old center of power, right? This is it, like beautiful, incredible. I loved it for all these monuments are just incredible. I love history and culture and monuments as well. We hiked 13 kilometers on the Great Wall, so that was just incredible. And we work on these TD-SCDMA phones, where I finally understood that there's no need for doing your own standards. This is all like really, you see, there's no consumer stuff. It's all like technical stuff, because this was, I think, 3G, and then finally with 4G. The whole world united under one standard, and the 4G developed like so much more. If the world works together, amazing things can happen. And finally, well, not finally, but next, I was supposed to go to Denmark, to Copenhagen, which is a city I love, but then I was asked to go to Oulu, which is a small little town in the north of Finland. And to be honest, for me at first it was tough, because now you see like all these pictures with some sun, but I was there between like October and November, so it was dark. It was like super dark. It was literally like pretty much always like this. Like even in the morning, like let me see if I can find like dark morning. And so for me, being from Southern Italy, this was like the closest thing to like military service. But yeah, it was a time in which we were working on touch devices. And I think we needed a lot of. They was asked to go there because they said, bring some energy, bring some outside view. And I remember there was too much drinking the Kool-Aid. Are you guys familiar with what drinking the Kool-Aid means? It means when everybody's just like, oh yeah, everything is good, blah blah, yeah, we're good, we're the best, like don't drink the Kool-Aid, like avoid group thing, So, but then luckily or unluckily, my product got canceled, and again I was asked to go to San Diego, which I've already talked about, and then from there loved it. I was there for like 5 years, and then another 3 years in the Bay Area. So right now I'm in a space in which I just turned 40, so I am just. It's great to be here to welcome you to my YouTube channel, as well as to meditate a little bit about what has happened. I think I'll watch this video again. I'll think about how I can better introduce myself, but I just wanted to give an overview about who I am, where I come from, what I'm doing, what we're doing. I think maybe in terms of what we want to do is that we want to keep building more and more SaaS, more and more software that makes it a lot more affordable for anyone to start using this technology and start to make more revenue for their company, for their business. And so this is really what gets me, like what helps me to like wake up is to do something that is productive, that people are gonna use and enjoy, and especially like leverage. I think we can do a lot better in terms of making them more joyful, maybe even more fun, maybe with some gamification like the games are really good at. But yeah, this is like at least some of the future where I'm going. And I think on one side, I think one thing I'm trying to figure out is that on one side I'm a bit tired of traveling, because I already traveled to 45 countries. I'm taking a little bit of a break from there. But on the other part of me, part of me always itches to like go back out on some travels. But I've been discovering some places, like I finally figured out like some of my favorite places in Italy, which I'm not even telling you right now. If you want to know, you gotta I don't know, drop a comment and then add me on LinkedIn and ask. I'm gonna keep some mystery about some of the best thing I found. Because one thing I think I learned is that I've always been about like giving, and I love to give, but it's also important to figure out like who you give to and establish a, try to keep some things that are, it's like the freemium. This is a free part, and then there's a premium. I probably won't charge for it. I most definitely won't charge you for it, but maybe I will, maybe I should. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helps you understand better who I am, what I'm doing, and of course, if I think the best way to partner up is for you guys to start using our services. Let me know what your business is, what you're doing. We're always happy to feature new testimonials and new customers using our products, and maybe get you more customers as well as we're featuring. So thank you so much for watching, and see you on YouTube and everywhere else on the web. Take care. Bye-bye.